Hello, good day, especially to my instructor in platform technology. Hello, Sir Katungal. Good day, sir. My name is Erwin Gilay. In this mini-series, I will explain the shortest job first, or SJF, scheduling algorithm. Let's have the introduction first. So, shortest job first, or SJF, is a CPU system algorithm in operating system. It selects the process with shortest execution time to run next. The main goal of SJF is to reduce the average waiting time of process in the system, making CPU usage more efficient. So next we have the K concept. So we have 5 concepts. First concept is the CPU always choose the process with the smallest burst time. Second, short tasks are completed first before longer ones. The third, it can be non-preempted or preempted. The fourth, non-preempted SJF. Once a process starts, it runs until completion. The last one is preempted SJF, also called shortest remaining time first, or SRTF. A running process can be interrupted if a shorter job arrives. So this is how SJF works. So first, all processes enter the ready queue. Next, the CPU checks the burst time of each process. Then, the process with the shortest burst time is selected. After execution, the CPU repeats the same process until all the jobs are completed. Simple siya pero very effective. So, that is how SJF works. So, we have example also. Look at the chart. So, we have P1 process, P2, P3, and P4. So, P1 burst time is 6. P2 burst time is 2. P3 is 8. And P4 is 3. So, we will execute order in SJF. So, first is P2, P4, P1, and P3. So, the waiting time, so P2 execute first. So, its waiting time is 0. P4 waits while P2 executing. So, its waiting time is 2. So, we have the P1. So, P1 will wait while P2 and P4 are running. So, its time is 2 plus 3 equals 5. So, let's have the last one. We have the P3. So, P3 will wait while P2 and P4 and P1 are running. So, its waiting time is 2 plus 3 plus 6, so equals 11. So, let's have the average time. So, how will we get the average time? So, we will add the 0 plus 2 plus 5 plus 11 and then divide 4. So, the average waiting time is 4.5 units. Okay, did you get it? Okay. So, let's have the advantages. So, SJF have advantages. So, first advantage is minimize average waiting time. The second is high CPU efficiency. The third one is simple logic in theory. So, we have the last advantage. We have the best for system with many short processes. So, SJF has several advantages. First, it produces the minimum average waiting time. Second, it proves CPU efficiency. Third, it is easy to understand conceptually because short process finish quickly. More jobs are completed in less time. Okay, so if we have advantage, we also have disadvantages. So we have 4 examples of disadvantages of SJF. So first, we have difficult to predict burst time. Second, long processes may suffer starvation. Third, not suitable for real-time system. The last one is requires prior knowledge to execution time. So, however, SJF also has disadvantages. So, the biggest problem is that burst time is hard to predict. Long processes may suffer from starvation, meaning they wait too long. Because of this, SJF is not ideal for real-time system. So let's have the formula. So the formula of waiting time is waiting time equals turnaround time dash burst time. Okay, so that is the formula of waiting time. So let's have the turnaround formula. So turnaround time equals completion time and arrival time. So let's have the last one, average waiting time formula. So average waiting time equals total waiting time equals number of the processes. So that is the formula. So again, so we have three formula: the waiting time, turnaround time, and average waiting time. Best use cases. So we have 4 examples of best use cases in SJF. So first, batch processing system, where job lengths are unknown. So second, we have system where burst time is known in advance. And third is environments with many short tasks. Fourth is offline scheduling scenarios. So I will give you a quick tips about SJF. So first tip is SJF works best when burst time are accurate. So, and also use aging techniques to avoid starvation. And preemptive SJF is better for dynamic system. And the last one is always compare with FCFS priority scheduling. So before I end this mini series, I will also give you a conclusion about SJF, okay? So listen. To conclude, shortest job first is a powerful scheduling algorithm that prioritizes short processes to reduce waiting time. Although it has limitations, it remains one of the most efficient scheduling techniques when burst time is known. Understanding SJF helps us appreciate how operating system manage CPU resources effectively. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new today. Goodbye!